Hello people, I'm the Real Comic Book Gamer. Today I'm going to be counting down my top 3 Star Wars spin-offs that I really want to see. I think would make awesome movies. Now of course this is all my opinion, just 100% me, what I want to see. And yeah, so let's get into it. Starting off at number 3, which is a clone trooper slash stormtrooper movie. It's going to be from their point of view, like in the dirt, showing you how everything's happening and how the clones feel about what's going on. It would be about a clone trooper, but it'd be like Battlefront 2. I love that campaign. Like the missions, gameplay and stuff was okay because it was basically multiplayer, but the story itself was really cool because it was from the point of view of this soldier in the 501st Legion, and you got to see all the dirty stuff he had to do, stuff that he didn't necessarily agree with, and like stuff he felt terrible about, like when he had to kill Aayla Secura, or however you pronounce the name. I'm sorry, terrible at pronouncing those names. But anyways, like it was really touching, a lot more touching than most of the stuff in the prequel, seeing like, oh man, these guys went through some rough stuff. And I think a movie about that would be awesome, just seeing the transition from being a clone to a stormtrooper. Also, you know, all the hardcore Star Wars fans would love seeing a movie about a trooper in the 501st Legion, and seeing the transition. Like something that I think would be really cool would be seeing the fact of, like, you know, stormtroopers, they start out at Attack of the Clones, they're doing good, they're wrecking house, they're like, okay, these clones are awesome. And then it goes to episode 3, things are getting a little darker, the battle's getting closer to ending, I mean the Clone Wars are closer to ending, and then they get orders to kill the Jedi, to kill younglings, and it's like, well, you know, it's in our program, we gotta do it, we gotta kill these younglings, and like these people they used to call friends, they have to kill them, and it's like, it's emotionally conflicting, and you really see it, again, sort of like a war movie is how I would like it to be filmed. Something like Saving Private Ryan or Lone Survivor, something like that, to where it's really in the dirt and you're seeing these guys do it, and you see like them going through this stuff and getting sort of like PTSD, and I think that'd be really interesting. I'd just love to see that. And then seeing when they transition over to being the Empire, and seeing the dying out of clones, like their buddies dying, getting older and everything like that, and the new humans coming in to be the stormtroopers instead of it just being clones. I would love to see that. I think that'd be amazing to see sort of the evolution of the clones to the stormtroopers, and then them starting to die out and worrying about am I next and things like that. I would just love it. I think it would be awesome to see, and yeah, I would love a sort of war movie style Star Wars movie about the clones and things in the transition. Anyways, I think that would be amazing. Number 2 is, of course, a Boba Fett spinoff. Everyone wants to see Boba Fett, and we as the fans are owed it. We have not seen him do anything in the movies. We've seen him do stuff in the Clone Wars spinoff series. We saw him do stuff in the comics, which all this stuff is canon, but we have not seen him do a single thing on the big screen that, like, was big. He sort of helped with Han's capture, but as far as, like, actually being really, truly badass on the big screen, he's looked cool. That's kind of it. He flew into the side of the sail barge and then went to the Sarlacc pit. So yeah, I got beat by a blind guy. You know, this is kind of bad. So we want to see Boba Fett be as badass as he looks. And to me, something that would be really cool would be the fact that obviously they have to show him coming out of the Sarlacc pit, and they give some complete BS crap about, like, oh well, the Sarlacc pit slowed down his aging, and he sat in there because, you know, it digests you forever and stuff like that. Just show something like that. I think all the fans would be like, okay, I don't care, this crappy excuse is fine with me because I just want to see another Boba Fett movie. So that can explain why Boba's still alive and he's not ancient. Because obviously we don't want to see, like, for Luke it works fine. For Luke, Leia, and Han it works fine, they're older. But for Boba, we don't really want to be seeing a super old Boba hunting people. I just don't think that would work. Like, you know, like an older-ish Boba, like a 45-year-old to 50-year-old Boba, I think is fine. But like getting a 60-plus Boba would not work very well. But anyways, keep him a bit younger, like in his 40s to me would be fine. So basically just show that the Sarlacc pit slowed his aging, and then have him go after the ultimate contract, the ultimate bounty, finding Luke Skywalker. Yes, have this take place in the modern time, because all the other spinoffs I have in here are prequels. I think this one should take place in the actual, you know, modern day for Star Wars, in the fact that, you know, he's hunting down Luke Skywalker because everyone wants to find him. I think that would be awesome trying to take down Luke Skywalker because no one was able to find him, and they just found him in The Force Awakens. So that took forever, and I think that'd be really cool seeing Boba using all his assets, going back to people he used to know and stuff like that, and then having to run into the new guys because people he knew were dead, and be like, what's this crap, and just going around the galaxy trying to figure out how to take these guys down. I also pitched a Boba Fett spinoff before that I think would be an awesome idea, but instead of doing 2 videos of the same spinoff, I decided to do something else this time. If you want to see that spinoff, I'll probably have a link in the description or annotation or something. I think that idea is better than what I'm coming up with here, but again, I didn't want to use the same spinoff idea for 2 videos. But anyways, yeah, so he's trying to hunt down Luke Skywalker. We get to see it, of course, make it sort of like a space western, something like Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, High Plains Drift, or something like that. I think that would be really cool. A lot of people have suggested that, and I 100% agree. I think making it a space western would be amazing, seeing him go town to town, trying to figure things out, planet to planet, cantina to cantina, trying to use all his resources, trying to figure out how to find Luke Skywalker. Now, how this ends is one of 2 ways. I honestly don't know how I want it to end. One, they fight, have an epic battle, Luke kills him. That'd be disappointing a little bit, but to some people, because be like, hey, Boba's bad, and then he just dies. Number 2 would be he fights Luke, one of them gets away. I'm assuming Luke gets away, he runs away, and then Boba hunts him down, but the movie ends with Luke getting away, and then it begins in episode 8 or 9. If they want to kill Luke, I think that'd be the most satisfying way, would be having Boba do it. I'm not necessarily agreeing, being like, have Boba kill him, but I feel like it's better than anything else they could come up with, because if you look at Han's death in episode 7, it was terribly executed. You have this guy that we see that Han has absolutely no history with, because they tell us stuff. They tell us, hey, he's his son. They used to love each other, that father-son stuff, and then they sent him away. Han was a bad father, and then he kills him, and it's like, oh, touching. But as far as all we saw, actually, as an audience, was their first encounter, he kills him. And it's like, okay, there's absolutely no history that we've seen with these 2 characters, so we don't care. We've got tons of history with Han Solo. We know this character. We love him. This Kylo Ren guy, we have not seen these 2 interact at all. They finally interact, and Han's dead. So it's like the worst payoff ever. It was like, oh, well, that was such a terribly executed death. At least in my opinion, I hated the way that was handled. I think it could have been much better. It was just so stupid. But anyways, so I feel like them having Boba Fett kill him, there'd at least be some history between those 2 characters, and they could also build upon that, make it much better, and it would be so cool, and everyone would be like, wow, Boba Fett killed Luke Skywalker. He actually did something. Now, of course, I love Luke, and I don't really want to see him die, but if he did die, I feel like this would be the best way. I would 100% prefer that they don't ever kill Luke, because he is Star Wars to me, and I don't want to see Luke die, but if they do kill him, I feel like this would be the best way to go, and having Boba Fett do it again, that would add so much to him, and everyone would forget about he's the guy who got beaten by a blind dude and smacked straight into the side of a sail barge and fell into the Sarlacc pit. It would completely clear the whole bumbling fool routine that he's had so far. But anyways, yeah, that's my opinion on a Boba Fett spinoff. Again, I did make a separate video all about a Boba Fett spinoff because I wanted one so badly, and I feel like that idea was much better than this one, but this one could still be cool. And number 1 is, of course, I know all you guys saw this coming, Jar Jar Binks. We need a spinoff about him. We didn't see near enough of the Gungan city and that wildlife and everything. I want to see the origin of Jar Jar, how he came to be, how we got this epic, classic, iconic character. Okay, so my real number 1 pick is, of course, Obi-Wan. We need an Obi-Wan spinoff so bad, especially right now. If they don't use Ewan McGregor now, they are wasting the talent of one of these best actors of this generation. Ewan McGregor is so great. He was the best part of the prequels, and he shined in such terrible movies. No idea how. He's such a great actor. He's that good, and he's good in everything he's in. He is always the best part of every movie he's in. He steals the spotlight, and seriously, him in a good Star Wars movie would be amazing. Like Revenge of the Sith, to me, is borderline good, and he's so fantastic in that movie. I want to see him in a truly great Star Wars movie, and that, we need him. He's so good as Obi-Wan, and again, he's my favorite Star Wars character. So, there are many different possibilities for this, because you've got that entire age of, Luke's early life. You've got that entire span to make a story for Obi-Wan, so there are so many different possibilities they could do, and that really excites me. If you guys have been reading the main Star Wars series for Marvel, It's been fantastic for the most part, and every so-and-so issues they do an Obi-Wan's journal entry, which is just Obi-Wan's like, okay, I did this today, and it's really cool. I love it. I love seeing the adventures of Obi-Wan, and they've done great with that, so a full-length movie about that would be awesome. Now, for my idea, I would love for a sort of day in the life of Obi-Wan. At least that's how it starts. It starts off with nothing really exciting. Obi-Wan doing his daily routine, you know, becoming Ben Kenobi and everything. It's like, okay, guys, stay in the shadows. Can't really, you know, show myself to anyone or the boy. Just gotta watch over him, make sure he's okay. And then all of a sudden, just in town, people are getting murdered just randomly, and he finds out slowly throughout the movie that there's one connection between all these people. It's people that Ben Kenobi would regularly talk to. Obviously, Ben Kenobi doesn't really have many relationships because he's a hermit, but he does need to go into town to get stuff every so-and-so and occasionally talk to people. So it's all people that Ben Kenobi has talked to. And then he finally, when he's in town one day, he hears a yell. He goes, he sees that a man has been murdered. It's someone else that he had talked to. He chases this dude that just killed this guy wearing a black robe. It's very reminiscent of the episode 1 scene to where Qui-Gon's running away and the Darth Maul jumps off the speeder bike and tries to kill Anakin, and they fight, and it's Obi-Wan fighting Darth Maul. It turns out it's Darth Maul has been looking for him. Darth Maul has been doing everything he can to find Ben Kenobi. They fight for a bit. Darth Maul's like, not here, not now. He escapes, and then later on we see that he goes and he confronts Obi-Wan. Actually, he goes to attack the boy. He goes to attack Luke. His goal is to kill Luke because he knows that will draw Obi-Wan out into hiding. Out of hiding. And if he kills Luke, that's another thing he's taking from him. He already killed Qui-Gon. He's trying to take everything he can from him before he kills him, just like Obi-Wan took everything from him when he cut him in half. And obviously, at the beginning, you'd have to explain things about how Darth Maul came back, because not everyone watched the Clone Wars, so a whole lot of people still think Darth Maul's dead, but the Clone Wars is canon, and Darth Maul's currently in Rebels. I honestly do think it's pretty stupid that they brought him back. I hated that when they brought him back, but now that he is back, you can use him as a character in many of these spin-offs, and I feel like it would be a bit of a waste to not use him because of the fact that he is such a cool character and he had so much wasted potential in episode 1, and so of course people want to see more of him, and since he's back, might as well use him. So them having a final confrontation there and Obi-Wan of course killing him, I think would be amazing. There was a comic that I read a while ago at the library. It was very short, really good though. It was just a confrontation of Darth Maul and Obi-Wan having a fight there at the Lars homestead, and I loved it. They had this cool showdown, they're fighting, and then Uncle Owen ends up shooting Darth Maul. I thought that was great. I liked it, but to me it should be Obi-Wan dealing the death blow, because I just want that to end between those two. I really did like the idea of Uncle Owen doing it. I was like, okay, that adds something to it, but I want the final blow to be Obi-Wan delivering it, because it would finally close that rivalry that we have between those two characters, and I just really love to see that. And yeah, so I just think that'd be really cool. Or another idea, if it's not a guy that's just killing people that have connections to Obi-Wan, it could be a guy that's been asking around about the Lars homestead and everything, and everyone there, about, you know, Uncle Owen and things like that. I think that would be cool. Like like a guy just asking about that, and Obi-Wan catches wind of it. It's like, there's this weird guy that's asking about Luke and, you know, the Lars family. What is this? And he searches up and he's able to follow it through and sort of see Detective Obi-Wan. I think that'd be awesome. Try to figure it out, because at the end of the Clone Wars, we saw that Darth Maul had a mission. It could be to find the boy and kill Luke now. He could get another mission from the Emperor. Like, he could give him a different mission now, since, you know, he is sort of working for the Emperor. I have not watched Rebels, so I'm not keeping in canon with that. I don't know what's going on with Darth Maul there. I know someone in the comments will be like, well, actually, Darth Maul is doing this for the Emperor in Rebels, so that wouldn't work. But I honestly don't care. This is just from stuff I know. And, yeah, either way, I just want a movie that sort of explains the fact how Darth Maul is still alive, and we see Obi-Wan doing day-to-day stuff, and then he becomes Detective Obi-Wan, Sherlock Obi-Wan Holmes, and we get to see them have like a little battle in between. We get to see Obi-Wan maybe fighting some stormtroopers off just mysteriously, like, you know, from the shadows, because he has to stay in the shadows and not reveal himself. And we also get that epic battle between Obi-Wan and Darth Maul, where Obi-Wan eventually delivers the killing blow. But anyways, these are just 3 ideas I had for spin-offs that I think would be awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed them. Please let me know in the comments below what you guys think of these spin-off ideas, and what would your 3 spin-offs be? If you could have any 3 spin-offs for Star Wars, what would they be? I really want to hear them in the comments below. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
I wanna go like mind.